I'm just going to film a bit of this. So this is an example of what might happen to you if you die in Thailand and you go to hell. This is one of the sins, one of the punishments for sin. These things are what they call pret. These are ghosts in Thailand, but it's like they're human, and this is like a punishment in the afterlife. They get turned into these things, but they're ghosts. And then this is what happens when you die, like the first thing that happens when you die. So we've got our two volunteers here. Now this dude, I forget his name, but this dude, he will meet you at the gates of hell. This is the gates of hell. And they will judge you, they will tell you what your sins are, and then you get your punishment given to you. Interesting. Dude, these things are terrifying. Dude, these things are terrifying. I don't even know. I'm sure this guy's eyes keep moving towards me. Terrifying. Also, in the religion, if you kill an animal, you may come back like this. So you will be like a ghost, but with the head of the animal that you killed, which is kind of just desserts. Is it just desserts? But yeah, here's some examples. I'm now standing right under this thing, which is so scary. I don't even know. Terrifying. This dude. Right, so this is all really interesting, although also incredibly horrifying. So this area, right, this is for like murderers. So look at the state of that one. So if you killed someone, you stabbed someone, this is one of the punishments, is that you'll get the same sort of treatment eternally, right? This over here, if you steal or covet someone's land, you'll have to protect the land for an eternity. And we've got one over here, which is quite interesting, where this guy's holding up the land eternally, and the guard watches over as he holds up the land. Over here, this is for, look at the state of that one. So this is for people who have spoken badly about Buddhism, spoken badly about the monks. Your punishment is that you'll have your tongue ripped out. And then they'll stab you with a spear. Seems somewhat excessive, but this is the nature of hell. This is all cracked up here on impact, which is kind of cool. And this thing over here, this is one of my favourites. Look at this one, the state of this. It goes really tall. So you're forced to climb this sort of cactusy tree. So you're forced to do it. And this is for like infidelity. If you've committed adultery, this is your punishment. And you can see there's like a wolfy dog thing also helping to get you up there. And there's this black eagle that'll come and like eat your eyeballs. The eagles all the way up. Yeah, eagles go all the way up. There's like 3 or 4. Really cool though. It really does look like it's in the middle of action, in the middle of movement. Oh, look at this one. This dog has just ripped this guy's throat out. Oh my days, this place is just brutal. What else are we going to find here? Okay, so here's an example of the people that kill animals and they're like begging for forgiveness, essentially. Now, you might not be able to see everyone, but we've got like a turtle here. We've got a snail over there, so like even snails count. Chickens, fish, literally even animals that people widely consume are counted in this, and they're here to praise the monk and get forgiveness. Interesting. So this one is if you're like an alcoholic and you hurt the people around you. You see this guy, he's holding a beer bottle and they're force feeding them something, presumably like some kind of lava kind of thing, some kind of punishment for poor consumption. So they're getting force-fed, I'm assuming hot stuff. But then over here, this is also about addiction. This is when you're addicted to a substance. You'll be forced to do that substance eternally, which doesn't seem like the worst punishment for some people. If you're addicted, like, this would seem more heaven-like, I would assume. So I assume there'll be some kind of caveat to it, like it makes you sick and poorly. Now this one here is for physical abuse of like monks and your parents, and they get like strung up. You get strung up and literally just chop, chop, chop. It's terrifying. Here we got people's hands getting cut off as well by the saw. Really distressing stuff. Alright, so here we have punishments again. It's sort of, you can kind of tell what's going on. So here and here we have a pregnant woman. He's a man, but he's got a pregnant belly for some reason. But we've got a pregnant woman. There's a baby here. So I think we can tell this is about abortion. This one here, this is for like when you've committed suicide, when you've hung yourself. And then over here we got like a gun. So this dude would have been like a mercenary of some kind. The gun, like, I was just joking a second ago, like, why would you have a gun in hell? But this is his punishment. He's actually getting stabbed through the head with the gun. They're not going to shoot him. They're just stabbing him through the head with a gun. And then we've got a guy with a box on his back. Not sure what he's for. But yeah, this is for like when you've self-harmed, when you've hurt yourself or something inside you. Let's just get another angle of this cactus thing that people are climbing. It is brutal from every angle, from far away and close up. It is just brutal. And then over here, this is like when you hurt other people. This is your punishment when you hurt other people. They're getting literally corkscrewed through the stomach. And then these guys are having spears straight down the throat. Really, really brutal. No wonder people stick to the rules here, because if this is what they think is going to happen, my goodness me, I'd be terrified. So here, this is for corruption. This one is absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. So they cut out your tongues a lot. I've seen this throughout the whole thing. They do like to cut your tongues out. But this is for corruption. Corruption of like your country. I'm going to get a shot from the front. But it's sort of, yeah, you could almost see this as like a metaphor for capitalism. You know, how it works. You know, if you are corrupt, this would be your, like, this is the thing, you know, Donald Trump would be in here, you know, and a variety of other cruel leaders should be here if this is what they believed. And again, I think it works as a very interesting allegory for what capitalist leaders do and perhaps what they deserve. Interesting. And now here, this is your punishment if you like hurt people with fire, for example. So you see we got one body that's uncharred. She's about to get thrown in, but these guys, they've all been charred, they've all been burning for a significant amount of time. And again, this is your eternity if you sin within the religion. Here again, another woman that's about to be thrown in to the fire. This is just terrifying. Oh, and we're also back at the giants. We're under the woman now. And then again, we have more, you killed an animal, this is what you're coming back as, statues. It's pretty nutty, this place. It's pretty nutty. It's sort of like scary Disneyland. Okay, so here's one for the vegetarians out there. So this, have a look at this, all this, and all this over here. I love this one. This one really interests me quite a bit, actually. So obviously we have people that have come back with the animal head because they're the ones that killed the animals. So in Buddhism, to eat the animals is not a sin, but still to kill the animals, to butcher the animals, is still considered a sin. So you do still get punished in quote-unquote hell for being a butcher or a farmer. So here we can see there's a duck, there's a rooster, there's a pig, like a cow. These are farmland animals, farmyard animals. So these are farmers that have been punished for all eternity in hell. Let's have a real quick look over here. So here we got another one of these black eagles that keep popping up, and they're chowing down on some intestine, some rooster intestine. That's brutal, really brutal. And then so this is farmyard slaughter. And then if we come over here, I'm sure you can guess, here we have fishing. So fish person here, they have to get, the hook down the throat. There's a frog person over here. We got a shrimp/prawn. Snails even count. I still can't believe that snails count. Turtles count. And a frog. So yeah, for those veggies out there, for those vegetarians and vegans out there, you don't have this to look forward to. But neither does any meat eaters out there, because you're not the ones doing the slaughtering. It is just for the slaughterers. Interesting. All life is sacred. So this is a depiction of like a sort of mythological war. These guys, I don't know who they are, but I keep thinking of the monkey people from The Wizard of Oz. I feel a bit bad. I worry that that's disrespectful. We got a lot of like these sorts of statues. They look an awful lot like Hanuman to me, the monkey god. It seems to be that their faces have been done like Hanuman. So this guy is called Param, and this red dude up here is called Parak, right? This dude. And these guys, the story goes that they led like a rebellion essentially, but basically they liberated Laos, they saved Laos. So I wonder if these sort of army men here are meant to be Laotian, or I'm not too sure what the story is, but we'll have to look it up. Really cool. So this guy is Pratnawe Suwan. He got kidnapped by the Burmese, and it's basically the story of Moses, essentially, that he came back to be a Thai king. But yeah, it's very reminiscent of the story of Moses and how Moses was raised by the Egyptians. He was raised by the Burmese from childhood. Now this giant golden Buddha, it might not look that big on camera, but it's massive. We saw it miles away on the drive up. It's huge. Why is this tree here when I need it the least? So here you go. This is how massive this Buddha is. I'm going to go inside that building and pay merit and pay respects to Buddha. Okay, so I'm here at the foot of the Buddha. I'm right here, like I can't get any close. I could just go here, but look at the scale of it. It is huge. It's just so far across. So if you do come here, pay respects at Wat Muang. Alright, so we're gonna get like a little blessing. So you can come to this stand here, and then we can actually reach out and touch the finger. So we can ask Buddha for a blessing. Let's try the prayer. I'm not very good with my, is it Hindi or Sanskrit, but Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. And then ask for your blessing. Think it very hard. Satod, which is like Amen. So now I've just shown you how to pray and ask for a blessing from Buddha. You just start the prayer like I did, and then you finish it in your head in English and ask for what you need. Alright, that was really cool.